Okay, welcome back to another episode of Secure Governance. I am your host, Jimmy Skirts, and let's jump right into it. If you are going to be a recent high school graduate, or you don't have a college degree, suppose you work at Walmart, or you work in construction, or you're currently unemployed, or you've been currently laid off in the tech field, or you've just been laid off, period. Here is an opportunity for you to get free training and transition into a job that starts at 75K. Okay? Meta, Facebook, they are paying for a 4-week free training that will train you into entry level job as a fiber technician. Now, with the explosion of AI, you need data centers for these AI machines to work. We don't have enough of these data centers. So you're going to have different companies that are going to be building these data centers all across the United States. However, there's a shortage of workers to accomplish this task. Now, in China, it's different. They have a different mentality. It's country first. They have the workforce. United States doesn't have it. So we need skilled workers. And so Meta is sponsoring the training. They own the facilities, but the facilities are being built by independent contractors. So you attend this 4-week training for free. You get entry level education so you can become a fiber technician. You work at one of the existing locations. As you're working, you continue to take other certifications so you can go up the scale, make more money, and grow. This is an AI proof career because they need individuals to maintain the data centers. They can't do it with robotics. You need human intervention. So there's a window. There's a window to get in right now and get the required skills because once you get the required skills, the door will shut. And only those individuals that have the certifications and the training will be able to get these jobs. Okay. And again, building the AI backbone, the Meta and CBRE LevelUp blueprint. So again, Meta is sponsoring the education and they're paying for it, they're funding it, and they're partnering with a company CBRE who's going to provide the education and the on-the-job training. Okay. So right now, Meta is spending $36 billion to create these data centers. And there's 349,000 workers that they're short. 349,000. Instead of living the American lie, it's the American lie. They tell you work hard, study hard, graduate high school, graduate college, and everything will be fine. No, that's a lie from the pit of hell. What you do is you graduate college in debt before you do anything. With 20 or 20,000, 30,000, anywhere from 20 to $50,000 a semester, depending on what college you're going to. Okay. After 4 years, you are in debt. You're in debt. And again, unless you're going to nursing school or you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor or some type of uh, skilled trade where you need that advanced education, I would consider highly going to college to be a teacher. Yeah, I said it. Or going to college for a bachelor's in fine arts or American history or women's history or some BS degree, which you're going to be in debt. It's all about economics, like it or not. They're short 349,000 workers. $349,000. And so this is the opportunity. This is the opportunity to get a career, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. Free education, a high salary, and advancement and growth. So here's phase one. No tuition, no fees. You got to be 18. There's a link in the description. You fill out the application and you go through the process of being interviewed and hired. There's 4 weeks of intense hands-on training operated by CBRE at purpose-built facilities where you can train hands-on. Now, there's other certifications for this, but it's online and they don't give you real hands-on experience. With this situation, you're getting classroom and actually hands-on experience. You're going to know what to do without being trained on the job. You're going to know it. Okay. And then after you finish the 4 weeks, you get into the job ready pipeline and direct placement opportunities at active metadata centers across the United States. That's how easy it is. You have to reconsider going to college and getting in debt. And here goes something else. Parents, like it or not, you're in your 40s, late 30s, 40s. You have children. They're graduating high school. You're going to either pay for college or you're going to co-sign on a loan. How are you going to pay for these loans? 150,000, 100,000, 120,000 when you're in retirement. How are you going to pay for these loans? It's a setup. It's a setup. You got to consider opportunities, whether you like it or not, and not getting into debt. Economics right now in America is very tight. Rent, mortgages, gas, food, and you're going to go and get into debt. Before you even have a job, you're in debt when you graduate. Here's an opportunity to get a skill. And again, if you're already in construction, if you're already an electrician, for example, if you're already in physical labor, you're already halfway there. You just need to go through the 4-week training. And here's what the 4-week curriculum consists of. Okay, it's 4 weeks. Week 1, fiber optic cables, installation, handling, and precision splicing protocols. That's week 1. Week 2, network hardware, rack installation, mission critical mounting. Week 3, environment protocols, working within the rigid architecture of hyperscale data centers. And number 4, week 4, safety and compliance. Static discharge can destroy equipment worth more than a truck. Grounding, footwear, and handling protocols are drilled from day 1. So this is the 4-week protocol. 4-week protocol. Now here is what you should expect. But again, those of you that are unemployed, sitting at home on your ass, saying that the job market sucks, saying that you've put out 100 applications and no one's called you back, those of you that want to break into tech but don't have a college degree, those of you that want to make a transition for higher money, if I'm working in Walmart as a cashier or working in the meat department or some department, I'm going to get out of there and do this. You're already doing, if you're a stock boy right now, a stock boy or girl or woman or whatever, This is an opportunity. You're already in physical labor. You want to transition out. But here's the reality. The environment. Expect crawl spaces, drop ceilings, and elevated cable trays at height. This is a cleaner, climate-controlled construction site, but still a construction site. So you're on construction sites. The hours. 10-hour minimum shifts are standard on active construction schedules. Peak build phases demand heavy overtime. So again, you have the base salary, okay? Depending on your experience, you could start at 75K. But if you have no experience, which you don't need, you're going to be somewhere between that 50 and 75K. But if you're into construction or electrician, any type of construction job or building job, hands-on job, you're probably going to be at the higher 70s. But if you're starting out with no experience, somewhere between 55 and 65. Okay. But again, with overtime, which you're going to get with the overtime, you can be in six figures easily. Gear, steel-toed boots, and compliant footwear are non-negotiable. So get ready get ready for that. And obviously, you're going to have to go through some type of clearance when you're dealing with these data centers. These are national security scenarios, so there's going to have to be some type of clearance. You can't be three-time felon. That's just understood. And again, let's just go into the employment structure. Okay. Meta, they're providing the finances. Now, they own the data center, but they will not be employing you. Third parties will. They're just providing the financing for the training, and they do own the data center. CBRE, the operator, runs the 4-week training centers. They do not employ you. They refer you to third-party contractors, your actual employer. You do not receive Meta corporate benefits, which I hear are great. Pay, hours, site rotation, and healthcare are dictated entirely by the third-party contractors. So that's something that you need to understand. Again, let's talk about compensation. Again, if you're in construction, if you're an electrician, you're probably going to start at the higher side of 75K. Any type of builder, hands-on experience, etc. If you have no experience, you're probably going to run through the 55 to 65K. But again, free education, free training, and you're in a niche market. The people that get in now, once they get in and get the training, you're not going to be able to get in this field. They're going to have a locked workflow of individuals, and they'll just travel to different data centers. Okay. Now remember, this is the base salary. These data centers run 24 hours a day. So there's going to be overtime. So you can easily be at six figures to start. Okay. But you should plan your life and budget around 55 base floor and treat the massive overtime checks as project-based upside, not guaranteed weekly income. But trust me, there's going to be overtime. Now, once you take that 4-week training, you're going to be what they call a fiber installer. 55 plus. 55K is the base. Again, it could go up to 75 depending if you're an electrician or you have some wiring skills. It's all based on experience. But you're going to start there, but there's going to be overtime. So you can easily get to six figures. Now, after the training, you get placed, you start working, and you're taking trainings on your off time. And you elevate to senior fiber tech. Now you start at 80K plus overtime. Okay. You continue to take the online trainings, and then you move to data center ops technician. Now you're starting 95 to 145K. Okay. That doesn't include any overtime, depending on the third party provider. And then lastly, you get up to infrastructure lead or RCD consultant, where you're making 120K plus incentives plus overtime, depending on the third party. And again, All of these are certifications that you're taking on your off time. Now, you might be a fiber installer making six figures and you could be happy. Stay with it. You might get to senior fiber tech and make 80K and up to six figures with overtime and you're happy. Stay there. Stay where you're happy making the most money. Now, again, I told you there's other certifications, okay? But the difference is with the Meta Finance education, it's in person, classroom, and hands on. The other certifications are online, and you don't get that in person, hands on training. So let's look at the cost. The Meta Level Up program is free. The independent program, $300 to $8 for the exam plus prep fees. Time, 4 weeks, rigid schedule. Online, 1 to 3 weeks, self-paced study. After you pass the certification, your information, you're automatically entered into the contractor pipeline for opportunities, guaranteed opportunities. With the independent program, it's self-sourced. You have to go on job boards, Indeed, etc., Munster looking for jobs. The credentials, you're going to have the Meta Level Up credential, and again, you have that Meta name behind you. Now, with the independent, you do have the industry recognized global portable certification, but still, you still have Meta backing you. The geography for this training, you have to go to Ohio and Indiana. Okay, the training and the living accommodations and the pay for the 4 weeks, that's free. With the independent online study, applicable anywhere. Okay. Me, I'm going to the free online training where I get the classroom training and the hands-on experience. So when I go to the job placement site, I already know the basics. And I don't have to self-source for jobs. I'm in the contractor pipeline, they reach out to me. And you can't beat Meta certification, just like they have Google certification. And again, this is zero cost. You have the placement once you're finished. And again, you can't beat this. Again, if you're sitting at home on your ass on unemployment, talking about, oh, the job market sucks, or you just got laid off, and you're saying, I put in 100 applications, nobody got back to me, or you're trying to break into tech, or you just graduated high school, and you're about to get yourself into $150,000 debt that you won't realize that you're in debt until you graduate and you're unemployed. There are hundreds of thousands of college graduates. They're going to graduate with $100,000 plus debt, and they're going to be unemployed in June when they graduate. Suckered. You don't have to go through that. Now, again, the summer training is in Ohio and Indiana. It is what it is. It is what it is. Get off your ass. You're not doing anything at home anyway. You're just sitting on your ass. That's it. So let's just be realistic. If you're willing to relocate or live in Ohio for the training, ready for 10-hour physical labor shifts, comfortable with variable contractor based employment, clean background check, this is for you. I left a link in the description. Go to the site, fill it out, go through the process. Now, if you need day one corporate tech benefits, this is not for you. If you're seeking a remote or desk based IT job, this is not for you. If you cannot tolerate strict security, ESD environments, this is not for you. This is not for you, but this is an opportunity. Again, if you're sitting on your ass unemployed and you want a quick fix to possibly make 75K while you're sitting on your ass unemployed at home, try this opportunity. Before you graduate high school, and get 100,000 plus in debt, and this is before you even get a car note, you're in debt. Before you even buy a house, you're in debt. Before you walk down that path and spend all this money, consider this opportunity. Consider it. Right now, there are people that spend thousands of dollars to become a coder, to code, or to build websites. I'm a website designer. You're going to be unemployed soon. You are going to be unemployed soon because AI has taken over. A lot of tech jobs are going to be gone, but the one that will not, tech sales, again, until they get AI intelligence that is human-like and can function like a human, but with no emotions, tech sales, selling technology, and building technology, that's only going to increase. So in this economy, you know, I know thousands of situations that I have researched of individuals that have gone to college to study one discipline, but they end up working in another scenario, or they graduate college and end up working at the mall. Graduate college, end up working at a mall, working in a warehouse. 4 years of college, $100,000 in debt, working in a warehouse. Why? Why? This is an opportunity. A link is in the description. Leave some comments. Think about it. See you in the next episode.